Hello everyone, welcome back in the lesson 2. I hope everyone is doing very well. So in today's class we'll learn how to develop from a sketch and what do we have in sketch and what should be the rules and regulations for sketch. This class has been completed by me, that is Arindam Chakraborty, and by your beloved sir Krishna Mohan Barman. So we have tried to make this topic a very small and informative and interactive and with entertainment. So let us start with these things. So as we can see, this is this one file, as we have studied in our previous class, new and part OK. Just give a moment. So what we can get is how to understand the thing, how it comes in the frame, and how we actually make this thing work actually. So this formation from your what do we say, from sketch to development or development to sketch, how it is done. So for understanding what is development, I mean development of 3D development or 3D development structures. That means formation of solid structures. So as we know, for a formation of solid structures we need a specific drawing or specific design. That means you could transfer from 2D to 3D or 3D to 2D. Let us understand with a simple and simple instructions, simple drawing today. Let us draw a cube. Simple, very simple. Let us draw a cube, and we'll also draw a cylinder and understand how these things works. Now pay attention. It is very crucial to understand how it will work and how does it works actually. Let us understand. Let us consider. Click on this extrude boss base. Now we will not go for this one. We could also make the things like your symmetric objects with this one, but it should be on there is a one criteria for making symmetric object in revolved boss base. That means it should have a center of axis about which it will revolve in 360 degree. So I'll teach about it afterwards in the next class. So in today's class we'll learn about how to work with a basic extruded boss base. Let us click on this. Now what you have to do next, after pressing a right click, what you have to do next? Now as you can see, every commands and everything it got disappeared because it's not functional. There's no function to do anything right now. So what do we do? What do we have to do next? We have to know about it. So we have to see on the message or status bar. This is over here. As you can see, it is showing that select a plane on which to sketch the feature cross section. So let us understand what do you mean by cross section. Cross section is the half cutted section, or it's something like it is a section which has been crossed or sliced. Fine. So they are asking to select a plane. So you could select a plane like this by clicking this one. If you need a plane, which plane you have selected, you could understand the plane selected by you is this one, which is showing which is in the orange marks. That is the orange box. Is the plane you have selected. That is the right plane. Or you could, if you select the front plane, it will show that the front plane is in orange mark. Or you may select this one. This is the top plane, which is marked as in the orange marks. So I have not clicked. I have not clicked. I have just hovered or moved from one plane to another plane. I have moved the cursor from one plane to another plane. I have not clicked. The moment I click a plane, the plane will be selected and it will take us to the drawing field. So first of all, we have to consider what plane we will be considering. Let us consider top plane. Okay, as you can see, the top plane has just flipped in front of you. Fine. After that, we have to draw the cross section of the of our, what do you say, of a cube or a cuboid. So what we can do, we could do in several ways. As we know that this can be drawn in many types of methods. Number one, the method can be I could join 4 lines, or I could do with a rectangular command, or I could do use a secondary rectangular command also. So let us understand how I can do this. Let us consider this one, this line. So you could see there are 2 lines, one is line and one is center line. So center line is not a construction line, it's a reference line, so it will not give you a geometry or something. It will show a open structure. So for making a solid device, or for making a solid particle, or developing a solid part, you have to remember that the design should be enclosed. It should not be open or intersected in any sort of point. Then the computer will get confused and the computer can't go for beyond any calculations. They will not be able to do any sort of calculations. So what I could do is I have to first see what are the commands I do have over here. As I can see, there are commands like first, before starting with the commands, we could see that how this works. What are the units I have selected? As you can see, it has been selected mmgs, that is millimeter gram seconds. Okay, as well as I can select cgs, as well as I can select mks, as well as I can select ips. But I'll tell you one more, not today, that will be overflow, because I will be telling about this one, this whole entire portal what has been opened over here, window. But how to change the how to change your units, you could what will happen if you change over here, and what will happen if you change in the other way around. So I'll not show you this one, because this is very simple. You could click and you could change the units. That is what happening. So what is the problem? The problem, I'll show you something in the coming class. What happens, let me tell you in simple word. If I click this one, the computer or the computer as well as the program thinks that you have done with your drawing. They will bring out you from the sketch portal. Okay, since you don't want to get out of the sketch portal, you want to do sketch, you could change the command. You could change it by not by using something other else. You could change your what do we say, your units. How? We can click on edit document unit. Okay, so you could see a dialog box where it is written mks, cgs, mms, ips. So you could click on mms or mks, or you could click on cgs, and then if you click ok, it will change it. Let me click ok. You could see it has changed to OK. How can I understand it has been changed to CGS? And since I hover on this one, you could see here there is a centimeter written over here. That means it's showing that it has changed to CGS. Okay. Now, if you change it to again to mmgs, you could see the same thing, all the things. Now, if you need to customize, for example, you are using a customize, or you need to use your own specified unit. So your unit is considering some types of which is not present over here, or it's not designed as per your recommendation. You could go over customs and you could change over here. So here you can change from, as you can see, Armstrong, nanometer, micron. That means from minute, from the maximum feet, inches, everything. So you have all the things what you need to do, as well as you can do what you need, what you can think of it. So I'll go for mmgs, then I'll click on OK. As you can see, OK. So my unit gets changed. as you can see, this unit gets changed while I change over here. Y it is 0, this is x, this is y, and this is z. Okay, so it is the plane is what, sorry, it's x, y, and it is z. Fine. So what is happening? X, y, as you can see, x and y, it is working. Fine. So what happens is x and what we do, as I can hover from here to here, as you can see, it is hovering, as I am hovering from here to here. So this thing completely, this gets completely changed. So this is your 0, 0, 0. This should be 0, 0. I am not at the same point since my pointer, as you can see. So since it computer also knows that we can't go for highest accuracy, so they gave us one more important thing, that is the star mark. As you can see, that there's a star with the arrow which is shown in the center of your display. That means that shows this, that the point, you are at the point or the center. Okay, now you have to understand, this is showing center, but the down it is showing minus 0.54 mm. So that doesn't make any problem. That means you are selecting the origin. It shows that if it's a star, it is showing that you are at origin. Now let us select this one line. This is a line that can be with a left click. Let me select one line. Okay, now here the dimensions are given. So how can I understand the line is horizontal or vertical? So as I can see, there is a pencil, and pencil with this there is a one line, a yellow inside. You can see that there's a yellow and there's a minus signature. This means that it's in horizontal. If I go over here, you can see the minus gets inverted 90 degree. That means it's a straight line. It shows, that means it's a 90 degree. If I change it to like this, or like this, or like this, it will not show anything. But if I bring over here, that means you can understand, that means they are showing some relations. That means that the dotted line which is captured over here is showing some relations, that this line, this point can be linked with this line in vertically. Fine, let me draw a line. Okay, so if you want to discontinue drawing line, you could press ESC. The drawing line will be discontinued. Now the problem comes. I have drawn an arbitrary line. I have to give the value. Either I could click on here, and I could draw right over here 100. So this will give me 100 mm. Okay, this will give me 100 mm. Fine. Next, again I can click over here, then I can draw again. I can go over here. Now I could continue without pressing ESC. If I don't press ESC, the continuation line will continue. Okay, I could go over here. Now your interest is to draw over here. So what you can do, you could bring this line to over here. Don't click it. Mandatory, you don't click. Now how can you understand? See, as you bring over here, there you can see two concentric circles. The two concentric circles means this line, if you put over there, these 2 points will be concentric. So as you can see, this, if you put over here, it will be 100. So this is showing you a demarcations, or it is showing you a point which you can understand easily. So let me click over here, as well as I can click over here. So since it's a closed structure, it automatically releases the line commands when it meets with your the final line. At that moment you don't have to press ESC. Fine. Now you need to provide some dimensions. Now is it in the center? As you can see, is it in the center? Is it in the center of this one? Center? No, it's not the center of the. How to bring it at center? I could use in this way. I could make it in this way. I'll come in this thing, how to bring in the center, what are the main methods so to be center. Before that, I could understand what is the dimension and what is defined and what is undefined. Now, or underdefined. Let us go for smart dimension. Let me click over here. There are many ones, there are horizontal, vertical, or the. Let me learn with smart dimension, then I'll go for smart dimensions and everything where I can use. This horizontal dimensions is used to only to demark horizontal things. Okay. See, it will show 100 mm. Just right part, click on this. This is. Now this will not work for this one. Or something, or you may do like this. As I have, oh sorry, I have clicked smart dimension. It is when we click smart dimension. This 100. So 100 mm. Now, fine. Now you can see, if you go and mark over here 100, it will show you are making a over dimension. You don't need to dimension it because you have already dimensioned it. But since you can see it's in blue color, the lines are in blue color, that means they are not defined. How to define it? I could define it in this way. I could click on over here and I can click on this things. Okay. You may keep this way, or you may keep this way. Now see, this is black, and see over here it is written fully defined. Fine. If you click over here and if you delete over here, you will see it is written underdefined. So if you relate the complete diagram to the origin or to the axis, it will show a defined. If you don't relate or make some relationships with the with the center or the x-axis or y-axis or the center or origin, it will not, it will show. If you make so, it will show defined. If you don't, it will show underdefined. So it's not a hard and fast rule to define every time, or something. Some design can come that why you can't design, why you can't define it in the earlier mode. So you have to omit. You have to keep the design in or drawing in underdefined mode. So this doesn't make a designer bad or something. This is what the criteria is. Now you want to bring this to the center. How can you bring this to the center? Okay, let me go back and let me give a dimension over here. It's given 61.20. This is in mm. So as we know, from this to this is 100, that is means to make it half, it will be 50. So I can either press 50, okay, or I can do one more thing also. I'll show in the next step. Now if I need to do for this one, as you can see, this is also 100. I could change it to 100 divided by 2. Okay, since units are not provided, that will be done in mm only. See, now you can see the entire structure center is, the entire diagram center is in the middle. That means the complete dimensions are in the middle. So you could do this one. This is one way. This is the dimensioning, and this is the defining of a structure. So you could draw this one with using a line. Okay. Now what happens? How to make it solid? Today we'll learn about this one. How to make it solid. This thing we'll learn in the next class using other commands, and in the tomorrow's command we'll learn how to make it in other that is step by step. So everyone is requested to learn everything what I am showing over here. So see how I do. So there is a 2 button, that is, it's a cross button. That means you don't want to make it a solid, or you don't want to extrude it. And there's one more command that is called return command. You could click over here. That means you are returning to from sketch to the solid making. So if you click over here, just a minute, just do it. Now you can see this is a virtual, the yellow part what is showing, it's a virtual thing. Okay, this is completely virtual. That means you could change it or something. So if you need to do 100, now there comes. If you do it like this, that means as your wish, or if you give in a 100 or something 60, you could. So what is the unit? The unit will be the unit selected in the drawing, that is mm. So it will go from in the one direction. So that means it will go for one direction, that is termed as blind. If you take to other, like there are many other things, like you could go like up to vertex, offset from the surface, or mid plane, or you could do anything. So what will happen? The diagram gets changed every moment. So it will be taught in your classes. So if I give you in today's only class only, this will be very havoc for you. Okay, let me give 100. Fine. So it's showing that if I don't give 100, if I keep 100, that's also okay. If I come in unit, it will show units. If you could use it. If I keep 100, it will by default take mm, because I have selected millimeter in the sketch. So I could creep over here and that means you can select now, no need to this. Okay. Now you can see this is what happened. Okay, fine. If you need to do do in the mid plane, you could do in the mid plane also. That means mid plane means if I select the mid plane, now try to understand, this is 50 mm and this is 50 mm, that is it becomes symmetric object. I have told you this object can be used for symmetric object or symmetric orientation. You could use mid plane or you could use blind also. Fine. You could blind or mid plane. So mid plane I can use this, that means it will be 50 and this will be 50. After that I will be giving this right mark, this okay, just wait. Now you can see the color changes from yellow to gray, that means this thing has been made. Fine. Now if you need to see the other side, or you need to see the back side of this one, this is an isometric view. This is a trimetric view. How do I know this is a trimetric view? As you can see over here, it is written trimetric view. Fine. Now if you need to see the back of this one, this is the back of this one, or this side, what you can do, the last and most thing is this, using a glass house concept. There's a glass house over here. When you click the space bar, okay, then you can see a glass house appearing over here. So that means if you need to see the back of this one, that means the back of this side of this one, or back side of this one, you could see. If you need, I am seeing the trimetric view from this one. If you need to see the trimetric view from this point, even you can click over here. If you click over here, it will rotate. Now if you need to see from this point, it will click over here. So that means you have the feasibility to do many things. In today's class, we will learn about how to make a cube and what. In next class, we will understand how to make cube in other ways and what are the things needed to, what are the more tools are there in Sketchbox. Fine. Stay home, stay safe, and try to repeat the things and try to explore your Solidworks. Follow my lessons. It will be, don't worry, it will not, it's not something that it will end in a day. I could teach you in everything in a one day, but this will be havoc, will be a tension or burden on you. I don't want to give this one. I'll teach you by one per day lessons. So per day 20 minutes lesson. So go with this one. Okay. Have a nice day. Bye bye.